Who wrote the songs Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees sing in Diagon Alley? According to Wizarding lore, how did Ollivander really feel about Gregorovich's wand-making work? And is this really Luna Lovegood's Crumple-horned snorkack? Answers to this and much more in this edition of Pop-Up Video. Diagon Alley opened to tremendous fanfare in 2014. The entrance to Diagon Alley is through an unmarked wall next to a record store, just like in the books. Universal Creative wanted the Wizarding World experience to be as authentic as possible, which means the entrance to Diagon Alley is not obvious. It's invisible to Muggle eyes, so to speak. Diagon Alley was built to replicate the Harry Potter universe in the movies, and it does it to a staggering level of detail, which is incredibly immersive. The Wizarding World is filled with Easter eggs for fans to discover. And to be honest, we have been going for years and we're still discovering new things every time we go. Once you walk through the brick walls, you cannot see or hear anything else from the rest of the park. And with only 2 entry and exit points, it makes it feel like a bustling little village. There's more to Diagon Alley than meets the eye. From the delicious aromas emanating from the leaky cauldron, to the incredible little details like magical objects in storefront windows, to sound effects at various spots throughout the alley. There are 7,457 bricks at the entrance of Diagon Alley, which weighs more than 37,000 pounds. Tens of thousands of people pass through the brick entrance to the alley every day. Norman Stewart Craig is the production designer who worked on the set for Harry Potter films since day one, and at the request of J.K. Rowling herself, Craig was brought on board to work with the Universal design team to perfectly lay out the design for Diagon Alley. The street of Diagon Alley is purposefully narrow. The Universal design team specifically planned it to be small, so the guests have the most realistic wizarding experience. Diagon Alley in the films was loosely based on Cecil Court in London, which is a quaint pedestrian-only street that lines up with various market shops. And if you look at the films, you'll notice that Diagon Alley is a 1-lane street that is packed with witches and wizards. In order to make room for the Wizarding World expansion, Universal Studios did away with the Jaws boat ride. In tribute to the past attraction, a record is visible in the windows of the shop on Charing Cross Road, with a song called "Here's to Swimming with Bow-Legged Women," a quote straight from Jaws. There's also a set of shark's teeth at Mulpepper's Apothecary and shrunken heads in Nocturne Alley that sing the song "Show Me the Way to Go Home." Diagon Alley has a few shops with some very cool, authentic merchandise, which include a Triwizard Cup, Lucius Malfoy's snake head walking stick, and a Time Turner necklace and more. There are several aspects in Diagon Alley that you won't see in the movies, like Florian Fortescue's ice cream parlor. Harry first visits the shop with Hagrid during his first trip to Diagon Alley. Hagrid bought him a chocolate and raspberry flavored ice cream with chopped nuts, which you can actually buy there. And it's personally my favorite. In Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry gets an ice cream there almost every day while sitting outside the shop doing his homework during his stay at the Leaky Cauldron before the start of the Hogwarts term. Just to the left of Gringotts Bank is a fan favorite place to sit and enjoy ice cream. Just watch out for the sticky stairs. In the 3rd book, it is revealed that Florian had a surprisingly extensive knowledge of medieval history and was even known to help Harry with his homework. Sugar Plum Sweet Shop. While Harry Potter fans are aware of Honeydukes in Hogsmeade, Diagon Alley also has their own candy store. Sugar Plum Sweet Shop. Every nook is stocked with colorful sweets, from Birdie Bot's every flavor beans to acid pops, exploding bonbons, cauldron cakes, chocolate frogs, and more. Near Sugar Plums is the Hopping Pot. Where did this refreshment shop get its name, you may ask? Well, The Wizard and the Hopping Pot is a wizarding fairy tale, part of the collection of Tales of Beetle the Bard. It is the sobering story of a young wizard who inherits a magical cauldron, yet refuses to help his neighbors in their time of need. The pot then enacts a series of punishments upon the young man, until he finally learns his lesson. The moral of the story? To teach young witches and wizards that they should use their magic altruistically. The Magical Menagerie. Harry, Ron, and Hermione visit the shop in Book 3, The Prisoner of Azkaban. In the books, we learn that this pet store is full of magical creatures that witches and wizards can have as pets. There are 13 different types of magical beings. Such as demiguises, hippogriffs, measles, and more. Commonly misnamed as Luna's Crumple-horned snorkack, this creature is actually a grabhorn, a large grayish-purple mountain-dwelling beast known to be extremely dangerous and aggressive, although this one in the Magical Menagerie seems quite adorably tame. Make sure to take a moment and venture around the side of the Magical Menagerie to look at the oversized windows.
Looks like the gentleman over there. Could you...
Speaking of things to observe, make sure to check out the countless store signs, all of which add to the wonderfully immersive details Diagon Alley has to offer. The Fountain of Fair Fortune. The Fountain of Fair Fortune is another one of the stories found in the Fairy Tales collection of Tales of Beetle the Bard. As the story goes, there was an enchanted and enclosed garden that was protected by strong magic. Once a year, an unfortunate was allowed the opportunity to find their way to the fountain, to bathe in the water, and to win fair fortune forevermore. The moral of this story is that it's about the qualities you need to achieve your heart's desire, and that magic, ultimately, is not the best weapon. At Madame Malkin's Robes for All Occasions, most Hogwarts students get their school uniforms here. Harry Potter first visited the shop in 1991 for his school robes. During his first visit to the shop, Harry met Draco Malfoy for the first time. The mirror in Madame Malkin's will even rate your wardrobe. But be warned, she can be a little judgmental. Another wizarding apparel shop called Twilfit and Tattings is referenced as a more upscale place for witches and wizards to get their robes. It's also where Narcissa Malfoy likes to shop. Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. According to the books, before the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes opened, there was another joke shop in Diagon Alley called Gamble and Jape's Wizarding Joke Shop. When they were younger, the Weasley twins used to get many of their supplies from there. Weasley's Wizard Wheezes was founded with Harry's Tri-Wizard Tournament winnings of 1,000 galleons. In return for gifting the twins startup money for the business, Fred and George gave Harry free reign to pick any of their products for free. The shop was designed into 3 sections: fireworks and explosive, Muggle magic, and consumer products, which included love potion and flu powder. The shop contains bright windows and Harlow shelves crammed with jokes, tricks, and magic. It's 3 floors high and has 3 staircases. The painters used thousands of liters of paint in 7 colors. It is a colorful icon and a little bit of defiant fun in a rather gray Diagon Alley. A bicycle enthusiast actually made the balancing umbrage bicycle from scratch. Quality Quidditch Supplies is a store on the north side of Diagon Alley. It's stocked with many Quidditch-related items such as quaffles, bludgers, broomsticks, and apparel. This is where Harry saw his first broomstick, the Nimbus 2000. In Book 3, Harry spent a long time in Diagon Alley and got to know every shop. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, after blowing up his Aunt Marge, he's given a room at the Leaky Cauldron, where he spends the rest of his summer holiday and spends his days hanging out at the ice cream parlor and exploring some of those more obscure shops and areas. The Leaky Cauldron is a small, grubby-looking pub and inn. The sign above the Leaky Cauldron really does leak. The executive chef at Universal Orlando spent 3 years creating the park's menu. The Leaky Cauldron offers traditional British fare in this unassuming pub. You can also get cold, frozen, and hot butterbeer here as well. According to Wizarding lore, there are many Wizarding bookshops and publishers. While technically a faux storefront for us here in Diagon Alley, Hogwarts students get most of their school books at Flourish and Blott's, a location that is shown specifically in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets movie. The Daily Prophet is published in Diagon Alley, and you can overhear conversations of the witches and wizards inside.
The Ministry has scheduled a press conference.
We can send a photographer to the Ministry as well.
What's the headline? Ministry makes light of Muggle mayhem.
Ministry downplays Death Eater danger.
Ministry in denial.
Hey, let's keep at it. Do we have a quote?
Politics as usual.
It is the sole vehicle for news in the wizarding communities of Britain and Ireland, if you don't count the Quibbler and Witch Weekly. The Daily Prophet publishes morning, evening, and Sunday editions. The papers are continually updated to reflect breaking news and are done without multiple printings via the Protean charm. The Protean charm was featured in Order of the Phoenix as the means by which Hermione would manipulate the fake galleon coins in the pockets of the DA members to alert them of upcoming meetings. There are 2 other cross routes to Diagon Alley called Horizont Alley and Carket Market. Eternel's Elixir of Refreshment is a beverage cart located in Carket Market. Periodically, the cart sells a variety of beverages that consisted of various potions mixed with gilly water, creating a combination that allowed the drinker to experience a delightful flavor surprise. Potions used at Eternel's included Draught of Peace, Bubbling Beverage, Elixir to induce euphoria, and Fire Protection Potion. The bulk of Carket Market is devoted to the large stage set for live entertainment. Stage performances include The Tale of the Three Brothers and Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees. J.K. Rowling wrote the titles of every song Celestina Warbeck sings in the park. Molly Weasley listens to Celestina on the radio every Christmas, and a few lyrics of A Cauldron Full of Hot Strong Love were even mentioned in the books. Scribulous. Looking to write a letter with a flourish? Find all the authentic writing supplies a witch or wizard could need, including ink, inkwells, feather quills, as well as parchment and writing paper. The Wands by Gregorovich shop sells both original and interactive wands, and the line here is significantly shorter than at Ollivander's. According to Wizarding lore, Ollivander was not fond of Gregorovich's work. However, that meant very little, as Ollivander was not fond of anyone's work but his own. One of Gregorovich's last wands ever sold was to Victor Crump. At Shutter Buttons, you can create a portrait of yourself that actually moves. No magic developing solution needed. According to Universal's website, you'll be guided through 12 scenes, each taken from an iconic Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley location. After a bit of acting, you can purchase a DVD photo album in a collectible Shutter Button tin to commemorate your visit to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Money exchange. You can trade your US currency for Gringotts banknotes in $10 and $20 denominations. The banknotes can be used for purchases within Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade and at select locations throughout Universal Orlando Resort. Make sure to ask the goblin behind the counter a question and see what he has to say. He can be quite snarky. A Ukrainian Iron Belly sits on the roof of Gringotts Bank, ready to take flight. In the Wizarding world, Ukrainian Iron Bellies are the largest breed of dragon, reaching up to 6 tons in weight. 3,560 degrees Fahrenheit. That's over 16 times hotter than boiling water. Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. Storyboards and ideas took a full 2 years before the Universal creative team was happy with the ride storyline. Inside the Gringotts Bank lobby, 4 stunning chandeliers hang from a tall dome ceiling, each containing 25,000 crystals. That's a lot of sparkle. According to Wizarding lore, Gringotts vaults are passed down through family bloodlines. As an example, Harry was able to access the vault that once belonged to his parents. It was waiting for him when he returned to the Wizarding world without Harry needing to take any other action besides possessing the key. Gringotts also appears to operate outside the laws of the Wizarding world, since items, some of which were of a questionable nature inside the Lestrange family vault, remained undisturbed, even after the family members were sent to Azkaban for life. The ride storyline follows the one from the film, with the addition of special appearances from Bill Weasley, Bellatrix, and Voldemort.
Your left will take you to a pair of lifts. The lifts will take you down to the car station. There you will board a car for the journey to the
In Harry Potter. He was in your vault, Bellatrix.
The principal actors reunited to make the ride. Rupert Grint once stated that he had a feeling that it wouldn't be the last he would film for Harry Potter. The screens are 17,000 square feet, 45 feet in height and over 50 feet long. The London Symphony Orchestra recorded new musical arrangements for Escape from Gringotts and the Hogwarts Express. The same musicians that recorded the soundtrack for the films were used to play the new arrangements for the park attractions, which were recorded at Abbey Road Studios in London. Diagon Alley has the best and most inventive facades with some very entertaining, interactive experiences. Travel in wizarding style with a quick visit to Globus Mundi. Stock up on everything you need for your next magical journey at the official travel agency in the wizarding world. In Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, fans learn about the existence of Nocturne Alley, which exists right off of Diagon Alley. Borgin & Burke's is a disreputable shop located in Nocturne Alley that sells dark magical artifacts and items of a nefarious nature. Draco uses the shop as part of his plot to take out Dumbledore during the Half-Blood Prince. Buying a cursed necklace and fixing the vanishing cabinet inside the shop to allow the Death Eaters access to Hogwarts. Tom Riddle worked at Borgin & Burke's after graduating from Hogwarts. There he discovered, decades before, the shop had purchased Slytherin's locket from his mother for a pittance. The locket would one day become a Horcrux. You can hear a bird chirping from inside the vanishing cabinet, so listen closely. Ollivander's Wand Shop, where young witches and wizards get their wands. Mr. Ollivander remembers every wand he ever sold and found it curious that Harry should be destined for a wand that was brother to the one that killed Harry's parents and almost killed him. Ollivander was widely considered the best wand maker in the world. He believed the best wands had cores of immensely powerful magical substances, which were expertly enclosed and specially selected in complementary wand woods. According to wizarding lore, there were 9 wand makers in the world whose sole job was wand making. 14 if you count those who had made 1 or 2 wands, and yes, Death, who created the Elder Wand, counts within the 14. There is nothing more essential to a witch or wizard than their wand. Witness an unforgettable moment when a wand chooses a wizard at Ollivander's wand choosing ceremony. What does the wand chooses the wizard mean? A wand choosing to work with a wizard was said to have given them its allegiance. When a wand had chosen its holder and truly mastered that wand, they could be assured the best results with it. Interactive wands. Throughout the park, guests can use their interactive wands in specific window displays that will make lights flicker, water spouts turn on, or make objects move. These interactive spots were a new concept brought to Diagon Alley and involve some awesome magical technology. The tip ends of the wands reflect infrared light that comes from camera lights within these locations. The reflective tips work with these cameras to track the light, which allows for a computer program to ensure the spell is cast correctly. Spindlewarp's Wool Shop was a shop in Diagon Alley specializing in fancy yarns and buttons and other textiles and sewing materials. One of the products sold at Spindlewarp's was Never Tangle Wool. Evidence of house elves occur all over both parks, like the House Elf Placement Agency storefront, and a statue of an elf holding up a lantern on one of the buildings. And let's not forget about Creature, who makes an appearance from behind a curtain of 12 Grimmauld Place every couple of minutes. Well, there you have it. Now you know a little bit more about Universal Orlando's Diagon Alley. What's your favorite aspect of Diagon Alley? Is it the food, the entertainment, the ride, the interactive wand spots? Or maybe it's just the overall theming. Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and check out these other pop-up videos.